You have been doing this alone for so long that you forgot it was ever supposed to be shared. So before you set the phone down, before you get up to handle the next thing that needs you, stay here with me for a few quiet minutes. I know you were not really planning to stop. There is always one more task waiting, one more person who needs you, one more thing that only you will remember to do. And yet you paused. You let this message reach you. Maybe that small pause was meant for you tonight. You do not have to be strong to be here. You have been strong enough for everyone else for a very long time. You only have to be still, just for a little while, and let someone speak gently over you for once. So take one slow breath with me, and let your shoulders come down the way they almost never get to. Before we go any further, hear this plainly, because honesty matters more than comfort. What you are about to receive is an encouragement drawn from the Bible, a reflection offered to you in faith. It is not a private revelation. It is not a prediction, and it is not a promise of any particular outcome in your life. It is simply the lasting comfort of Scripture, read gently over you tonight. And there is one promise I want to lay underneath everything I say to you here. It comes from the book of Psalms, the 68th Psalm, verse 5. Listen to the words slowly and let them settle. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. Read it again quietly in your own heart. A father to the ones without a father. A defender of the ones left to stand alone. This is the God who steps into the empty place beside you and takes up the weight no one else would carry. This is not a poem about someone else's life. It is a word for the one who has been doing it all by themselves. In the Scriptures, this is the voice of the one who made you, drawing near to the ones who have no one drawing near to them. And tonight, that ancient comfort is being spoken over you. So let these words reach you the way the Bible speaks them, as if the Father himself were sitting down beside you at the end of a long day and saying, "My child, I have seen you carry this alone. I have seen the weight of a whole household resting on one set of shoulders, and those shoulders were yours. I have seen you do the work of two people, and then lie awake wondering why you still felt like it was never enough. I have watched the late nights that no one will ever thank you for. The feeding in the dark, when the rest of the world was asleep and it was only you and a small cry, and the quiet. The school run made on too little sleep, the lunch packed with hands that were already tired before the morning began. The bills spread across the table, counted and recounted, with no one beside you to say it would be all right. And the worry, the constant worry, carried alone in a heart that never gets to clock out. I saw all of it, and I did not look away. I know there have been moments you wished you could simply hand it to someone just for an hour. Someone to tag in. Someone to say, "You rest. I've got this one." And there was no one there to say it. So you learned to do it all. Not because you wanted to, but because the work did not wait for anyone to help you. And somewhere along the way, doing it alone stopped feeling like a hardship and started feeling like who you simply are. But hear me. You were not made to carry a whole life with no one beside you. The strength you found was real, and I honor it. But the loneliness underneath it was real too, and I will not pretend it wasn't. You are not as alone as you have come to believe. You are not the only one holding the line. There is one who has been holding it with you, in the places you could not see. You have heard a voice, haven't you? A quiet voice that shows up most on the hardest nights. It speaks in your own tone, so you assumed it was simply you telling yourself the truth. It says that if you stop, even for a moment, everything will fall apart, and it will be your fault. It says no one is coming, so there is no point in even hoping for help. And in the quiet, it whispers that this is just your life now, that you will always be the only one carrying it. My child, hear me. That voice does not tell you the whole truth. It does not speak for heaven, and it does not speak for the one who calls himself a father to the fatherless. So when that old voice begins its familiar speech, answer it gently with what is true. When it says you are on your own, the truth says God is a father to the ones with no one. When it says no help is coming, the truth says He defends the ones who have to stand alone. When it says you will always carry this by yourself, the truth says you were never carrying it by yourself. You do not have to win the argument with that voice tonight. You only have to stop agreeing with it. So if you are listening tonight as the one who does it all, this is for you. If you are the single parent who is both the comfort and the discipline, the provider and the protector, this is for you. If you are the one with no partner to share the worry, no second voice in the next room, this is for you. If you have whispered just once, "Would somebody help me?" into a room where no one answered, this especially is for you. You do not have to pretend here. You do not have to keep it all together for these few minutes. You do not have to be the strong one in this moment. Come as you are, tired as you are, and let yourself be cared for. In the Gospel of Matthew, the 11th chapter, there is an invitation that is simple and open wide. He calls all who labor and are heavy laden to come to Him, and He will give them rest. Notice who is called. Not the ones with help on every side, not the ones with a partner to lean on, a village to share the load, a soft place to land at the end of the day. The ones who labor, the ones who are heavy laden, the ones carrying more than one person was ever meant to carry. That invitation has your name in it, exactly as you are, with your hands as full as they are right now. You do not have to set everything down perfectly first. You only have to come and let rest be given to you. The scriptures never say, "Come once you have figured out how to do it all." They say, "Come, you who are weary, and rest will be given." And I want to speak now to the part of you that has quietly stopped expecting anyone to show up. You have asked for help before and watched it not come. You have hoped and learned that hoping only hurt more. So you stopped asking. You decided it was safer to expect nothing and simply do it yourself. But hear this. The God of the Scriptures does not wait to be asked before He draws near to the alone. He calls Himself a father to the fatherless, not because they earned it, and not because they asked just right. He does it because that is who He is, toward exactly the ones the world overlooks. The empty chair beside you was never a sign that heaven had forgotten you. It was the very place where a different kind of presence was always meant to sit down. And I want you to know something about all those small acts no one ever saw. The nights you got up for the third time when your body had nothing left to give and you got up anyway. The tears you cried in the bathroom so the little ones would not hear, then wiped your face and went back out smiling. The choices you made quietly to go without so that someone you love would not have to. You thought no one noticed. You thought that kind of faithfulness just disappears into the long, ordinary days. But the scriptures say that the one in His holy habitation sees the hidden things and forgets none of them. None of your quiet faithfulness was wasted, and none of it was ever too small to matter. You have been pouring yourself out where no one was watching, and heaven was watching the whole time. In the places your eyes could not reach, your love was being counted and treasured. and remembered. Like seeds dropped into dark soil that look like nothing at all, right up until the morning they break the surface. You were never as unseen in all of it as you felt. Now, I know you may not feel any of this yet. Feeling comes slowly to a heart that has had to be the strong one for too long. And that is all right. The truth does not wait on your feelings to become true. The ground holds you up, whether you feel it holding you or not. And this promise was written down long before you were born, so that it could find you on a night exactly like this one. So let me say it again, gently, the way you may have needed to hear it for years. You are not doing this alone, not in the way you have believed. The world has taught you to measure yourself by how much you can carry without complaint, by how well you hold it all up, by how little you ever need from anyone. But that is not how heaven measures the one who stands alone. Your worth was never tied to how much you could carry by yourself. It was tied to the love of the one who made you. And that love does not grow when you manage everything, and it does not shrink on the days you barely hold on. On the days you do it all, you are loved. On the days you can barely do anything, you are loved. When you are the strong one, you are loved. And on the night you finally fall apart, you are loved still. I want you to look back, just for a moment, on the seasons you were sure would break you. The stretches when you were running on nothing, doing everything, with no one to take even a corner of the weight. And yet, here you are. The household still standing, the people you love still cared for, you still here. Do you ever wonder how you managed what should have taken 2 or 3 people? How the money stretched just far enough on a month when you could not see how it possibly would? How you found the patience for one more bedtime when you had run out of patience hours before? The scriptures would say that was not simply you grinding it out alone. That was a strength being supplied to you that you did not generate by yourself. You did not carry all of this only on your own power. You were being helped in the quiet by hands you could not feel. A father to the fatherless was nearer than the loneliness ever let you believe. And here is something the exhaustion has been hiding from you. You are not the same person who first picked up this whole weight alone. You think you have only been surviving, but you have also been growing in a strength that quiet, hidden faithfulness builds. The steadiness you have now, you did not have at the start. The tenderness you feel for anyone else doing it all alone, you bought that with your own long nights. The quiet resolve that gets you up on the heaviest mornings, that was forged in you, not handed to you. Scripture says that the testing of your faith works patience, and that what passes through the fire can come out refined. The fire of all these solitary days was never sent to destroy you. Gold goes through the furnace not to be ruined, but to be made pure. And you are coming through this stronger and gentler than you have ever been. One day you will meet someone standing exactly where you stand tonight, carrying it all alone, and the very thing that nearly emptied you will become the reason they find the strength to keep going. Nothing you have carried is going to be wasted. And let me speak gently to the comparison that has been quietly stealing your peace. You have looked at the homes with 2 pairs of hands, the families that seem to share the load, and you have felt behind the people who get to tag someone in, behind the ones who get a night off, behind some easier life that was handed to others and not to you. But heaven does not measure you against the help you did not get. You are not less because you had to do more. You are not a lesser version of a life that came easier to someone else. The scriptures are full of the ones who had to stand alone, who were never once truly alone before God. The widow with her last handful, the orphan with no inheritance, the ones the world passed over and heaven drew near to. The help you lacked is not a measure of your worth. So stop measuring your life against an easier road you were never given to walk. You are exactly where grace can still reach you. And grace has never once arrived too late for the one carrying it all. So tonight, I am asking you to set down a few things you were never meant to carry alone. Lay down the guilt that says you are never doing enough for the ones who depend on you. Lay down the fear that everything holds together only because you never stop. Lay down the quiet bitterness toward the help that never came, that has been weighing on you longer than you know. You were not made to carry those things forever, and you do not have to carry them alone. And about the moments you replay, the times you were too tired to be your best, the patience you ran out of, the version of yourself you are not proud of on the hardest days. Hear this carefully, my child. You are not your most exhausted moment. You are not the sum of the times you fell short while doing the work of many. The scriptures promise that His mercies are new every morning, new every single morning, which means there is fresh mercy already waiting for you tomorrow, before you have done a thing to earn it. Grace was never a reward for the ones who did it all flawlessly. It has always been a gift for the ones who simply could not. And that includes you on your hardest day. So lay that down too. Not because those days did not happen, but because they no longer get to define the one you are becoming. If these words have stirred something in you, you do not need to do anything dramatic. You do not owe anyone a comment to make this real. You do not have to prove your faith to a stranger. But if you would like, take this quiet moment and let it become a small prayer. It can be as simple as this. Lord, I am so tired of doing this alone. Help me to trust that you are with me. There are no perfect words for it. The scriptures show God meeting people in groans and in whispers and in prayers too weary to finish. Your honesty is enough. And if someone comes to your mind right now, someone you know who is carrying their whole life alone, you are welcome to share this message with them. Not as a chain, not as a demand, just as a kindness, the way you would carry a meal to a neighbor who is too tired to cook. Now, here is one gentle but important reminder, and I will not rush past it. Faith is a deep comfort, but it is not a replacement for care. If you are struggling with your health or your mind, or a weight at home that feels too big to carry, please also reach out to a doctor, a counselor, or someone you trust. Hope and help were always meant to walk together. Asking for support is not a failure of strength. It is wisdom, and it is brave, especially for the one who is used to needing no one. And before we come to the end, let me ask one simple thing of you. Hold on a little longer. I am not telling you the load suddenly lightens overnight. I am not handing you a date or a guarantee or a tidy ending wrapped with a bow. I am telling you what faith has always whispered to the weary, that you were never meant to be the only one holding this. And you never truly have been. You have made it through 100% of the long nights so far. Think about that. That is not only your own strength. That is grace holding you up on the days you did not even notice you were being held. And the same grace that brought you this far is not about to leave you to carry the rest by yourself. So when the morning still feels far away, hold on. When the help is slow in coming, hold on. When you cannot see how you will manage tomorrow, just take the one step in front of you and hold on. So as this message comes toward its close, I want to leave one thing in your hands to carry into tomorrow. you are not without help. The God of the Scriptures calls himself a father to the fatherless and a defender of the ones left to stand alone. Whatever this season has asked of you, the final word over your life is not, "You are on your own." The one in his holy habitation has been a father to you in every empty place, and he is not leaving that place now. I will not promise you a date. I will not promise you an amount. I will not pretend to know the things that only God knows. You have been handed enough empty promises in your life, and I will not add to the pile. But I can leave you with what the Scriptures say with full confidence. He is a father to the ones with no father. He is the defender of the ones who stand alone. And in his holy habitation, he has not overlooked you. So lift your head tonight, not because the work is suddenly finished, but because you were never, not for one moment, truly carrying it alone. Take one more slow breath now, and let this be the truth you rest on. You are seen, you are helped, and you are loved. If messages of hope like this one bring you peace, you are always welcome to stay close to this quiet corner of the internet, where we simply sit with the Scriptures together. And wherever tomorrow takes you, and whatever you carry into it, may you walk through it knowing that the one who is a father to the fatherless has not let go of your hand. Peace be with you, my friend. Rest now.